everyone, I really wanted to just take this time before we started your reading to let you know how so very grateful I am to each and every single one of you for all of the well wishes and even remedies that you guys have shared with me to help me to get better and uplift my spirits during this time. Honestly, I just ended up getting sick out of the blue and it hit me so incredibly hard. And so, of course, my first thought was to think, okay, I've got the coronavirus, which, until you get tested, there's just absolutely no way to really know one way or another if you have it or not. So, long story short, my husband and I ended up having to go get tested. And at the time of this recording, we're actually still waiting for our results. But just based off of how I'm feeling at this point in time, my gut is just telling me that I don't have it, that I'm fine. I've just heard from folks that if you truly do have it, that it's really unlike anything that you've ever experienced before. And to me, this really just feels like the regular flu, and it just hit me out of the blue. I just have a feeling that I've just overdone it, and it's really given me the opportunity to really reassess my work schedule. And so for those who have already booked readings with me, of course, I'm working very diligently to make sure that you receive your reading on time, which is why we've had to put personal readings on hold on my website until the 24th so that I can work through the bookings that I already do have at this time. So that's all for now, guys. Thank you so very much. I really just wanted you to thank you from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so let's dive right into your reading. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your Love and Life reading for the second half of June from the 16th through the 30th. We are going to be focusing on challenges and obstacles that might be preventing union or a reunion for your connection, whoever it is that you're focused on for this reading. General, as always, guys, it's not going to resonate with every single person tuning in, so please do take from this whatever makes sense for you and let the rest go. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, as I've mentioned, that is on hold until June 24th. You're welcome to go ahead and book it, however, and my assistant will simply add you to my schedule accordingly. Okay, guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me. All of that info is down below in the description box, and I will also include a link to all of the card decks that you see here today, Cancer. All right, so let's get right into this. I've chosen these two card decks specifically since we're focusing on challenges and obstacles this time for these readings. And so this is by Fire Witch Tarot. It's called WTF is the Problem. I'm sure you guys have seen me use it before, but that's what we're going to be focusing on here for this reading. And this one is by my soul sister, Angelic Revelation 144. This is her deck called Divine Domestics, Soul Connections, Challenged Relationship Messages. Okay, so we'll grab a couple from each deck to start things off, Cancer. This can, of course, be for cross watchers also, and anyone else who's been guided to this reading. Angels and spirit guides, please. All right, what are Cancer's focus messages to start things off? WTF is the problem, Cancer. It does say you're not being humble at this time, and it's so important to always be humble, to be grateful for what we have in our lives. I mean, it's great to be successful and have everything in life that we could have ever wanted, but it's so important to remember where you came from and where your roots are and those humble beginnings, So it is coming through that perhaps this is a part of the problem, that you're not being humble. And if you feel that you don't resonate with that, maybe it's your person who's coming through with that vibe, which is why it's contributing to the challenges and obstacles that you guys are facing right now. Okay, let's add to this. Oh my gosh, surrounded by idiots. Okay, that of course can apply to the person you're focused on for this reading, but it can apply to so many other people. Because as you can see, that's plural. It doesn't say surrounded by an idiot. It says surrounded by idiots. So you, of course, in your own life would know if somebody is coming through in that way. Okay, so love and life, not just your love life. Okay, let's add to this. Let's go ahead and tap into some dialogue from the Divine Domestics deck for you, Cancer. This has a lot of verbiage in it and really on point for so many different situations. All right, let's grab 2 from here. The first message: I wish that you could love yourself the way that I love you. I had to lose you to learn to love myself unconditionally so that you could then learn to do the same. I am now shining brighter, and I have faith that you will one day see the true love and light within you as I do. That's powerful stuff, guys. Okay, so I'll hold this up for a minute so you can see. And if you resonate with this for yourself, Cancer, maybe you had to distance yourself from someone in order to just be able to dedicate time to you, to love you unconditionally, as this states. That's some powerful messages right there. Let's grab one more. The ball is in your court now, as I have done everything I can to get this connection to move along. We are at a standstill now until you come forward with your feelings and put the wheels in motion. Wow, 2 pretty powerful statements here. So whichever one you happen to resonate with, Cancer, that's very insightful. So we'll take a look and see how those messages tie into the rest of this reading. Okay, I wanted to start things off first with the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle by Aquamoonlight. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Cancer in love and life for the second half of June. And we are heading into Cancer season very shortly. So for those of you celebrating birthdays the latter half of June, I do hope it's wonderful. And I know that it's been a bit difficult celebrating birthdays this year with the pandemic. So I do hope that you can make the most of it regardless, and that it's still a wonderful day. All right, angels and spirit guides for Cancer, please. What messages need to come through? We have hoping, which is one of my favorite cards from this deck. Waiting, expecting, manifesting. You know, so there's still a chance that a wish can come true, that you can still manifest whatever it is that you're wanting in your love life, as well as life itself. What are you waiting for? What are you expecting at this time? And isn't it interesting, because the very first 2 words from this particular card is I wish. So if this is you, Cancer, that's making this wish, perhaps there's the opportunity that that can actually come to light. I wish that you could love yourself the way that I love you. Amazing. We have intimacy, closeness, sexuality, seclusion. This is somebody, Cancer, that wants to be with you, obviously, on an intimate level. This person wants exclusivity with you. They don't want to be with anyone else. You're it. They love you. They're coming through letting you know that. They're also letting you know that the ball is in your court to create movement here, that they've done everything that they can possibly do to bring this together. It's either that, or this is you coming through letting this person know. It's like, I've done everything that and put in the effort as much as I can. The ball is in your court now. If you want us to come back together and have more of those intimate moments, the ball is in your court, you know? So this is either you saying this or your person saying this to you. We have only you. Fixated, attached, hypnotized. I have a feeling here, Cancer, whoever it is that you are thinking about for this reading, they're quite laser focused on you. Truly, they don't want anyone else. You're it. You are their choice. You are their love. You are their person. And if this is you saying this to this individual you're focused on for this reading, I wish that you could love yourself the way that I love you, then they need to work on healing themselves, possibly doing some shadow work. And if they're fixated on you, they're not working on themselves because they're too focused on you, more than likely, Cancer. And that could also be not the best energy. It could be a little bit toxic and obsessive also. Possibly you might be dealing with somebody who's really not wanting to face their own demons and do their own shadow work, so they'd rather focus on you. And they're definitely not loving themselves if that's the energy that they are in. We also have shallow, superficiality, boredom, blank. This could be a part of your person's vibe right here. I just kind of feel from that they are running on empty because they haven't been able to fulfill their own life with other things. And so if they're coming through simply fixated on you, but in an unhealthy way, then that's kind of a toxic vibe, They have to focus on loving themselves too, so that they're not coming through with that type of energy. So to me, that message is definitely resonating and playing off of this particular card right here. You had to walk away from this person to figure yourself out. They need to be able to dedicate that energy that they're directing towards you to themselves. And if they can't do that, perhaps that's why they're coming through with this shallow energy. Look at the next card. We've got purifying, purge, healing, clean energy. Very much tapped into that message once again. You had to break free to love yourself. You had to what I'm feeling here is that you had to purge this person out of your life in order to work on you, Cancer. Healing, purge, clean energy, purifying. That's exactly what I feel you needed to do, to just be in a better mind space, to be in a better place in your life. And part of this purging too has to do with these people, whoever these people are, surrounded by idiots, people who did not have the best of intentions that were coming towards you, or just really not playing any sort of significant role in your life, and perhaps you needed to purge these people out as well. Okay, so let's see what else needs to come through here. This is the Pining Rose Love Oracle deck by my dear friend Amy of Calico Moon. Definitely take a look at her channel. She's got some pretty amazing decks herself, and her readings are amazing. So throw her some love. Angels and spirit guides for Cancer in love and life for the second half of June. We have forgiven coming through here. Maybe you've forgiven this person, Cancer, or this is what they are needing from you. Look at these two next cards. We've got Dream Come True, followed by Dancing Through My Dreams. Okay, I really feel here, Cancer, that they are quite focused on you. They're to the point where they are dreaming about you, literally seeing you in their dreams. They see you as their dream come true. But also, if they're not taking any sort of action to create movement here, You know, I just kind of feel for some of you, you might be dealing with a person who's more comfortable being at a distance, maybe checking you out on social media, if they're fixated on you and hypnotized in that way. Secrets might have also contributed to the challenges here between the two of you. And then we have soul level. And typically I do feel in a connection that two people are connecting on that soul level, which might still be possible. But I'm also feeling here for you, Cancer, since I am tapped into that you're working very hard on yourself, that you're just purifying your soul right now. It's falling right below that card. Next two cards, we have Be Mine, and then we have Yearning. Okay, they still want you. They're yearning for you. They're still pining for you. This person is very much still attracted to you. They can't stop thinking about you. But I'm picking up here that it could be a little bit obsessive as well, which is not the best energy, really, for a person to be in when they're wanting to manifest union with somebody. Okay, so let's add to this with some tarot messages. This is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Angels and Spirit Guides for Cancer in love and life for the second half of June. What else here? What are we dealing with here? We have a card in the reverse. Okay, this is the Three of Swords. In the upright, as you can see, it's very painful. It's heartache and loss. This is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, but it did come up in the reverse, and that's how we're going to have to interpret that, which is good because this is a card of recovery and it is a card of forgiveness, which I love because it's right here. We've already got this forgiven card right here, and the Three of Swords in the reverse is exactly that. It's forgiveness, but it's also a card of moving on. Part of moving on, Cancer, could be that you've detached and you're fine. You know, you've forgiven them, but you want to just move on. Or you guys come back together and are able to overcome the challenges and work through this partnership and move on together. And then look at this next card. We've got this Harmony card is representative of the Lover's card in traditional tarot, which represents Gemini energy. So the attraction, it's still here. This is a very deep spiritual union between two people. But when the Lover's card presents itself in a reading, Cancer, it's letting you know that there's a need to make a decision when it comes to this partnership. So you got to ask yourself, are you willing to forgive and forget and to work on the partnership, or forgive and move on to a new love, to another love? Or you certainly have the prerogative to be single if that's what you want. You know, and as this card states, the ball is in your court. I just kind of feel here, my interpretation of what's coming through here, Cancer, is that you've done everything that you could have possibly done for the relationship. And it's up to this person now to work on themselves, to create healing for themselves, to not be sitting in a fixated, unhealthy attachment towards you, and to just work on themselves truly so that they can come from a place of love, self-love. I mean, it's great that they're completely enamored and in love with you, Cancer, but they need to be in a place where they can love themselves too, you know? And then we've got the base chakra coming forward here, which for me can represent a bit of an imbalance in that area. This is tapped into the words I have, our earthly issues, survival, our money matters, where we live, being able to put food on the table, our health. It's tapped into all that. And if those areas are out of balance, it needs to be addressed and worked through. Perhaps part of the reason why it's coming through here is because your person is needing to work on that area also. And just the fact that you guys are not together and they can't have you right now, or they can't have you at all if you've moved on. We do have the Emperor, beautiful energy. So this is my divine masculine energy right here. We've got the Spiritual Union card, which is the Two of Cups. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. These are all amazing cards. So my masculines coming through as this Emperor. This is a masculine who goes after those goals and desires and manifests these things. And if you are masculine energy tuning in, what you're wanting to manifest is this spiritual union coming back together. Two people reconnecting. This is unity. This is a divine partnership right here. A very special connection between two people, you know? Lovers coming back together. Perhaps a broken heart that's finally healing, which is why we have forgiveness here. So can this be salvaged? Sure, if that's what you're wanting. But I just kind of feel for some of my Cancers, you're on a different page from your person, I feel. That's for some of you guys. For the majority that are tuning in, you're focused on a particular person more than likely because you want them back. And there's a chance here you guys can reconnect and come back into union. You're still so drawn to one another. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune coming through here. So it's good luck, it's change, it's success, destiny, movement that's coming through here, Cancer. Wheel of Fortune is falling in your favor, but you got to remember too that that wheel is constantly turning, okay? So if nobody takes any sort of action to bring this back together, then it's going to cycle out also, and it will be a missed opportunity to take advantage of the good luck that is presenting itself to you. The Wheel of Fortune too can bring somebody back into your life. And the thing is, if you're undecided about wanting this person back, or if there are some challenges that haven't been cleared out, you know, there might be a part of you that might be a little bit apprehensive to this reunion. But part of the vibe of the Wheel of Fortune is that it'll present itself to you anyway. It's up to you though, if you want to entertain a reconciliation. I feel the majority of you tuning in would want that. But it's not 100% for every Cancer tuning in that you want this person back. Especially if it's somebody that's just fixated and you see them as either a karmic or a toxic energy. You know, it just depends on how you are feeling about this individual. Okay, so let's add to this with some romance angels, and let's see where else this is going to go. Angels and spirit guides for Cancer in love and romance for the second half of June. Let's take a look. We've got chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. No doubt about it. There's also this very playful energy coming through for some of you to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I also pick up from this card, and it's not for everyone, that you might be dealing with a player, okay? That's just a part of the vibe I pick up off of that card sometimes. And there could also be an age variance, an age gap between two people. But when you guys reconnect or when you're together, you're just two people that really enjoy being with one another. Lots of laughter, lots of good times that have been shared here. And maybe that's why they're so fixated on you, Cancer, because they can't seem to let those good times go. But they got to work on themselves is what I'm feeling here. Look at this next card. Love yourself first. Exactly. It starts with you. It starts with them. You know, you each have to have love for yourselves first. And so going back to this message, I wish that you could love yourself the way that I love you. I had to lose you to learn to love myself unconditionally so that you could then learn to do the same. It's crucial to be able to put that work in for yourself, and they need to be able to do the same exact thing. And as this card states, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Absolutely. Because you're not coming through as this needy, clingy individual that, I mean, you know, I get it all the time in my readings where it's like, I can't live without this person, which is fine. But if that statement comes along with toxic energy and obsessive vibes, then it's not a good place to be. You can't lose your identity or your voice in a connection. Don't lose yourself. You got to love yourself first. You have to be able to fill that cup of love for yourself first in order to extend that cup of love to somebody else. And that's what this is all about. That Two of Cups. To be able to fill that cup of love, it starts with you. Now, this is coming through for those of you who just want to go your own separate way. Unrequited love, you've had a change of heart. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So we've got both ends coming through here. Both sides of the fence coming through here. Those of you who feel that there's this magnetic pull, that the chemistry is still there, and those of you who don't, that the chemistry might have been there at one point in time, but it's not there anymore. And maybe for some of you, that's why they're so hypnotized by the thought of wanting you back, especially if they know that you've already distanced yourself. It's one of those things where you want what you can't have. You know, I'm just picking that up for some of you guys. All right, so let's add some Lover's Oracle to this, Cancer. Angels and Spirit Guides for Cancer. Let me grab this bottom of the deck. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. And there are so many of you tuning in, so you're the only person that can ultimately answer this question. You know, if you could do anything right here, right now, in regard to your love life, in regard to your life, what would it be? You got to follow your gut. You have to pay attention to what your heart is telling you right now. You know, because a reading can only offer you so much. And at the end of the day, it boils down to what's really in your heart and what it's telling you. What's the overall guidance there? And then we have new beginning, a new adventure awaits, embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Either, again, Cancer, this new beginning involves your person that you're focused on for this reading, or this new beginning is something that you want to bring about in your own life. Just start over in your love life and life. All across the board, in however way you need to start over. Okay, so I wanted to grab some dialogue messages. This is by White Rose Guidance. It's called Divine Love Messages. So we'll grab a few from here. Cancer, take whichever ones resonate with you. So this could be coming forward from you or your person. Angels and Spirit Guides for Cancer. Let's grab the bottom of the deck. What do we have here? Oh my gosh. I am so lost in the ocean that is you. Yeah, you know, this is, again, what I pick up from this is really tapped into this fixated, attached, hypnotized energy. They only see you, that's it. And, you know, if you look at this shallow card, I mean, that might as well be the ocean right there, you know, and I am so lost in the ocean that is you. And you're not even there, you know, so it's almost like they're focused on perhaps just the idea of love. Because I kind of feel that some of you guys might be dealing with somebody who's a little bit lost in their thoughts and they've kind of lost their way. They've kind of lost their focus as to the overall picture of the connection. And if there are red flags, if there's issues and challenges and obstacles here, that needs to be addressed first. But what I'm also picking up is that they're not working on themselves. They're not doing whatever shadow work needs to be implemented in their own life, and that they might have this obsessive way of just looking at you and wanting you back. And if that's the case, perhaps that's why some of you guys have had a change of heart. Next message, I cannot handle any more heartbreak. And I mean, there is healing that's coming through here, because we do have forgiven, and then we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse, which is tapped into a healing heart and forgiveness. So it is playing off of that. And I feel that this heartbreak will mend that broken heart. We also have I remember you. It's like, of course, because they can't stop thinking about you. There's that nostalgic energy of reminiscing about the good times that you guys have once shared. And it's also tapped into this yearning energy. They're yearning for you, Cancer, but I feel for some of you guys, it's somebody who's almost obsessed. It's just that obsessive vibe that I'm picking up from that. Some of you guys may have already moved on to another love connection too. Next message. I am taking my time. We have all the time in the world. Okay, so if you resonate with that. And also what I'm picking up from this, if you're dealing with somebody that you've detached from, maybe they do feel that they have all the time in the world to try to get you back or to work on themselves. But really, the clock is ticking, you know? Like I mentioned, this Wheel of Fortune, it's moving, it's constantly turning, and you really don't have all the time in the world to fix this. And lastly, I have tried telling you the truth so many times, but I just cannot for some reason. This could be you, Cancer. This could be them. I mean, we know that there were secrets. But clearly they haven't been able to fully reveal what these secrets are or what the full truth is. And I'm just kind of feeling these energies for the person that you're watching this reading for, Cancer. That is what I'm picking up from that. Okay, so let's close this out, guys, with some final messages here. I wanted to grab some insight from my self-created deck. This is the HeartSpace Oracle. So we'll grab a few from here, and then we'll close it out with some messages from my spirit animal deck. Angels and spirit guides for Cancer. So we've got two scenarios coming through that I'm feeling. Either you want this person back, you guys are going through some issues, the chemistry is still here, the desire to bring this back together, it's still here. A decision has to be made, and action needs to be taken to bring this back together, to be able to manifest this back in the 3D. And then there are those of you, Cancer, that have already moved on in your life, and you might be dealing with somebody who's quite obsessed with you and you're no longer interested. That's just a part of what I'm getting. Okay? So let's see. So this could either be coming from you to your person, or the person who's obsessed with you, or from them to you. Oh gosh. Oh my God. Well, see, obsessed. Fuck, I miss you. Yeah, they do. But do you miss them? There are those of you, of course, who are focused on a person that you want back. So yeah, you resonate with that. But I also feel for those of you who are dealing with an obsessed person, this is what they're coming through telling you. Okay? The next message. Words couldn't even come close to describing how much you mean to me, but I can show you if you'll let me. That's the key word right there. Let. Will you let them? It's up to you, Cancer. If you want them back, perhaps, that's you giving them the opportunity to come towards you. But if you don't, yeah. If you don't, then you're basically letting this person know. It's like, I'm done. I'm done. You have that option. The ball is in your court. Next one. The moment I saw you, my life was changed forever. The love I feel for you is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of love that can never be replaced or replicated. So take it for how it resonates with you. Is this from your obsessed ex, perhaps? Or is this you coming through, sharing these words with the person that you're in separation from and you want them back, or they want you back? There's so many ways for these words to fit your situation, guys, so take it for how it fits. Last one, there's lust and there's love. Let's combine the two and just make love. Those intimate moments, okay, which we already know. More than likely you guys have shared this, and there's the need for those intimate moments once again, and there will be those of you who will have that. Destiny is at play here. A decision has to be made. This is a spiritual union. There is a chance for a new beginning. They still want you. You still want them, Cancer. If that applies to your situation. I just can't help but tap into those of you who are dealing with somebody that you no longer are interested in and you want to move on. That's representing itself here for some reason. Okay? All right, guys. So let's close this out with my spirit animal deck. Some final guidance from the angels. Oh, I have the worst time shuffling this deck. I don't know why. It's still so new, even though I've used it quite a few times. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, please. For Cancer. Let's take a look. We have Sandpaper Spirit. Be playful. Absolutely. And that already came through from this playfulness energy. Tapped into that card. The number 51 could also be playing a significant role for some of you guys. And that, of course, breaks down to a 6. Be very playful with each other. And I do feel the person that you do want to be with, Cancer, you guys are just naturally that way. And you have a lot of fun with one another. We also have the Coyote Spirit coming through, number 16. Trust in divine detours. You know, sometimes when we have a particular plan in our life and we run into those roadblocks or detours, that's because perhaps the universe is trying to steer you in a different direction to let you know that there's something way better suited for you. And that can, of course, apply to not just your love life, but life. One more. Moth Spirit. Surrender now. Look at that. So there are situations here, Cancer, that you need to surrender and to let go of. And I feel for some of you resonating with this, you've already done that. And maybe the person that you had to let go of or surrender that connection, they just don't get it. Not that you're dealing with a stalker, although maybe you might, but I just kind of feel here that there might be an ex who just isn't getting it and that they still want you back. Some of you guys could have had families and they're just wanting the connection to be restored. But if that's not where you're at, if that's not the page that you're on, Cancer, then it's not going to happen. You have a lot of choices here in your hands, you know, and as this card states, which I absolutely love, the ball is in your court now. You know, I've done everything that I can to get this connection to move along. We are at a standstill now until you come forward with your feelings and put the wheels in motion. Well, here's the wheel right here. Okay, so if you yourself, Cancer, if you've done everything you possibly can to bring a connection back, there's nothing more for you to do. You know, destiny is at play here. And it's up to your person to create some sort of movement to get those wheels turning. So that's where I'm going to leave it. All right, guys. So thank you so very much again, guys, for all of the love and support while I've been out sick. And I do appreciate all the amazing messages. I've even gotten some amazing remedies from you guys who have emailed me and sent me messages, and I've actually used them, and some amazing healing candle work that you guys have done, and just so many blessings that came my way while I was sick. So thank you so very much to every single one of you. And I'll be back real soon, guys, with more readings for you. All right, so take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.